Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Metro. I'm Reverend Michael Torphy.
I'm Reverend Valerie Torphy.
And today we have with us Greg and Sheila Fossen, who are doing producing the show.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We have Ernestine Garcia, who is going to do our affirmations and a reading. And we have the one, the only Robin Hackett, who's our musical inspiration. So thank you for being here today. Valerie, would you like to do the opening prayer?
Sure.
Thank you.
So I just invite you to take a deep breath. Just breathe in all the good, all the oneness, all the isness, all the allness. That is the one power and the one present, the one life. That is my life. That is Reverend Michael's life. That is Greg and Sheila's life. It is Ernestine's life. It is Robin's life. It is the life of each person present with us today and everyone everywhere. And I know that this day is blessed and is a blessing. That we are a blessing to everyone we come in contact with in any way this day. And that each one of us is a blessing to each other, is a blessing to the world. And so I just absolutely bless this service as it unfolds this day, knowing that it unfolds in ease and grace, and that each person hears that thing that helps them have a little bit better life today, that it is a little bit more happiness, a little bit more joy, a little bit more peace, and just a little bit more givingness toward themselves and to others. And so an absolute gratitude for this amazing day, for each one of these lovely people who help us put this together each week, and all of those who are present with us today, and all of those who listen after. I just bless each and every one of us. I bless the planet. I bless the atmosphere. I bless everything. And I just, in absolute gratitude, know this word is already done in the mind of God. And so there's nothing more for me to do but let go and allow it to be. And together we say,
and so
it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
Thank you. That was great. So let's get started with a song by Robin Hackett. What do you say, Robin?
I say yes to that. But I'm going to sing a song by Karen Drucker. I feel like it's needed right now at this moment. So here goes. In this moment, in this place, I remember letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. And when I lose myself, when I feel I can't go on, when I go and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for setting the mood.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like us and check in on Facebook at CSL North Metro. Check out our website at cslnorthmetro.org. You can go to contact us, add yourself to the email list so that you know the things that we're doing, and go to prayer request to send us a request, and we'll pray on it all week. Also, the affirmations and the affirmative prayer are out there for the week and also for the whole year. And you can just, oh yeah, there's a new blog out there too. All right, so today's title is Grace Reveals, Grace Provides. You already heard from Robin Hackett, our guest artist, and today's reading is from This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes, and it's a great little book. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. So we're ready for the affirmations. Hi, Ernestine.
Hi. Would you like me to read the reading first?
Well, we usually do the affirmations, but
Okay, well then oh, there they are. I will wait patiently for them. Okay. And before I read the affirmations for the week of June 13th, 2021, I wanted to share with you that I had an aha moment as I read these preparing for today. And in the past, what I would try to do is remember the whole thing. What I figured out is I could just take it one sentence at a time. And I could even take one sentence each day, and it would be a lot easier for me to meditate on that one sentence than the entire thing. So anyway, I just wanted to share that my learning for today.
That's great.
yeah, thank you.
They can be used in any way that serves you the highest.
Right.
Well, and I'm learning there's different ways to do it. You know, the way I was doing was working it, and then I got an aha. Anyway, okay, here we go. I choose to find the joy in every aspect of my life. Each moment is an opportunity to fully embrace my wholeness. I know that I am a perfect expression of the divine. The light and love of the universe embraces me always. Unconditional love for myself is a healing power in my life. In every sacred moment, I experience God's limitless blessings. And so
it is. Yay.
Yay. And I just love the reading that the Reverend Michael provided for me today, and it's just amazing. And as Reverend Valerie said, it's from This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. There is a stream of life running every organ and function of your being. This stream is always there. It never stops for a second. If it did, the universe would cease to exist. Inexhaustible exists at the center of your being. Therefore, learn to live without effort. Activity is the joy of life flowing through you. Since no two persons are alike, there must be a unique place for you in the scheme of things. The divine pattern would be imperfect without you. Dare to be yourself. Stand in wonder before the majesty. Stand in wonder before the majesty and might, the beauty and power of that divine presence, which seeks expression through your individual life. Accept all the good there is. Whatever things you desire, believe that you have them. Say, I surrender all fear, all doubt. I let go of all uncertainty. I know there is no confusion, no lack of confidence. I know what is mine will claim me, know me, rush to me. I accept the gift of life for myself and for everyone else. And so
with
it
me.
is.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yes. Thank you so much. We got another song with Robin now.
Yeah.
So, Robin, come forth in all your glory.
So I'm actually was excited by what the talk title is today, because I have a song that I wrote so many years ago called Grace that I
Oh,
hardly ever sing. I forget about it, and so it came up today because of what the talk title is. So thank you. And here's this song called Grace. In the darkest hour, after the storm will, I lay me down, waiting for the calm wind. All of these days of struggling and strife, well, I wondered what was to be my life. And when she appeared, she was the color of fire, with a caravan of sweetness and flowers. She never asked, she just walked right in. And I knew my dreaming was about to end. Yes, I knew my dreaming was about to end. When grace comes walking through the door, with a golden platter of light streaming forth. When grace comes walking through the door, will you recognize her and what she's come for? She said, I am the power that placed in your heart, where nothing can touch you or tear you apart. She said, I am the dawn, I have come for you, friend. Now you must decide if you will let me in. And when I opened my eyes, there was grace everywhere, and I could not believe of this vision, my prayer, when I was much younger than this. I would have turned my back on this moment of bliss. I would have turned my back on this moment of bliss. When grace comes walking through the door, with a golden platter of light streaming forth. When grace comes walking through the door, will you recognize her and what she's come for? When grace comes walking through the door, with a golden platter of light streaming forth. When grace comes walking through the door, will you recognize her and what she's come for? What she's come for. La, la, la. Oh, la, la,
oh my God.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad I picked this title this week so we could hear that song.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That
My
is so
friend
beautiful.
of so many years. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Just
Thank you.
Perfect. Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
we'll see you a little bit later.
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh,
Okay.
that was a great way to
That
start.
was a
this.
great way.
You know, I thought about, well, Valerie and I had a discussion yesterday because she was wanting to know what is grace, and it's like I couldn't come up with a concrete definition, because grace isn't something that you can just put into words and people can get. It's something that you live. It's something that you experience, and it happens through you, and people can relate to it and understand it as grace. But again, to me, it's undefinable because it's more than any words could ever put into motion. But for me, it's the most powerful word in the spiritual vocabulary, because when somebody says they're living by grace, I know exactly what they mean, that they're allowing spirit to guide them, to pull them forth, to take them from experience to experience, to give them everything you need, because grace gives you everything you need and it withholds nothing. So I gave it thought about what I wanted to say, and I thought, well, I'll give an example of what grace was to me, how it happened through me, and maybe that can help define it for anybody listening in. A long time ago, I was an actor, and I prided myself in being an Iron Man. I mean, nothing would keep me from the show going on. And I remember this one time I was doing a musical called The I Thing. So what? So I'll just keep talking. No, so I played this French ambassador, and I had these little curls across my head, and this one night I had come down with pneumonia, and I had 102 temperature, and I showed up for the show, and the director says, "You can't do it." I says, "Yes, I can." He says, "Well, I don't think you can." I said, "Yes, I can." And there was an understudy who was just begging to go on. "Come on, take care of yourself." I know he didn't give a hoot about me and what was going on in my body. He just wanted to do the show. And I said, "No, I'm an Iron Man, and I'll do this. My will get me through." And I ended up doing the show and collapsing at the end and missing out on all the rest of the run, because I had to be an Iron Man. I had to will myself in doing that. And it isn't a bad thing to do that kind of stuff, but grace is so much more easy. It's so much more pleasant. It's so much more agreeable with who and what I am. So fast forward a few years to where I have my first ministry here in Grand Junction, Colorado.
Here.
Well, not here. Well, in Colorado here,
Right.
but not here as a city. Anyway, not here. There, Grand Junction, Colorado. And I came Sunday, came to do the service, and if I sat too long, my back would stiffen up, and I'd be bent over like this, and could barely get my back to straighten out. And I was sitting in the office thinking, I don't know if I can go out before all these people and look like an old man, all crippled and bent over. And I thought, grace will get me through this. What else can happen? Grace will get me through this. And I remembered this experience I had many years before. I was brand new to this teaching, maybe a couple of years in, and I heard of a graduation that was going to happen for Centers for Spiritual Living, and it was going to take place at Founders, which is Ernest Holmes' first church, was his church. And there were going to be a lot of ministers graduating and a lot of practitioners getting their license. And I thought, what a great thing to do. What a great experience it would be to be amongst all those practitioners and ministers. So I went, and they had a keynote speaker, a woman by the name of Dr. Peggy Bassett. And she was the head minister at Huntington Beach. And it was a fairly large community. And they wheeled her in, and there was no way to get up the platform except for go up the stairs. And she couldn't make it up the stairs because she was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease. And here's this frail woman sitting in a wheelchair, and these two big guys pick her up, walk her upstairs, plop her down in front of the podium, and help her stand up. And she actually stands up. And she gave this incredible talk. I was in tears the whole time. And she talked about grace, how the grace of God provided everything she needed to be there that day, and how the grace of God provides every experience that she needs in going through what she's going through. And the talk was just unbelievable. And I left there so inspired. And while I was sitting in my office this particular day in Grand Junction, I thought about that. And I thought, wow, if she can do that, then I can walk out there like a cripple and just deal with it, because I'm more than my body. I'm more than the pain in my body. So I was able to straighten myself up in my office before I went out. And I just kept standing there before I would go out. And I say, well, at least I'll be upright when I walk over to where I usually sit, because I usually sat in the front pew to go up and down during the course of the service. So during the course of the service, I have this realization. I have been up and down like a few times, and all of a sudden I have this realization. I didn't feel any pain. I didn't stiffen up. And to me, that in that moment, I felt like one with Dr. Peggy Bassett, because grace provided me to be able to do what I do. And I love my job. I love being a minister. I love teaching. I love every aspect of it. I think I have the best career in the whole wide world. And so that was a really big learning in my life, because this body that I came into this world isn't the most strong body that you could have. It's been through a lot of stuff. And just recently, I had this similar experience. So grace teaches you, but it also reminds you in your life of what you already know and how to depend on it. So again, I've caught pneumonia. And last week, as you may or may not remember, if you were watching, my lovely wife did the service all by herself. But there was a moment where I had to think about what this body needed. And even though I wanted to do the service, I wanted to be there for Reverend Valerie, Grace said, go to the hospital. And I did. And something so wonderful took place, because I was in the hospital and I was able to look at my computer and watch the service and watch my wife step into this wonderful place of delivering a great message. And I felt uplifted. It was so, I felt grace was with me to sit in that hospital room and see Reverend Valerie giving her talk and seeing how smoothly everything went, and not feeling like they didn't need me or that I wasn't needed, but feeling like the world is so beautiful. And I get to watch my wonderful wife deliver a message that was meaningful. And I don't remember what she said, but there was something during the course of it that hit me as true, and it uplifted me in that moment. So it's, for me, that is grace in movement throughout a lifetime. And I just want to read this this quote by Pope Francis. This is his definition of grace. Grace is not part of consciousness. It is the amount of light in our soul, not knowledge nor reason. Let me read that again. Grace is not part of consciousness. It is the amount of light in our souls, not knowledge, nor reason. So think of the light in your soul, and that light is intelligent. It is self-aware. It is all-knowing. It is all-giving. It lacks nothing, limited by nothing, and it's constantly expanding as me and as you. So the light is there, and no amount of knowledge, no amount of reason can ever take that away from you. You can put it on the back burner and allow grace to carry you through everything your life desires. Valerie?
So, Earth Psalms talks about all of our good, and that the good is just there. It's there for us to take as much of it as we have the awareness to take. And so there's always an unlimited amount of good. There's always an unlimited amount of grace. There's almost always more good than that we can have. And we have to believe it and accept it. And so the first thing I went through was, how often does our thinking take us out of that grace? How often are we thinking, oh, I have too much to do, or oh, I'm too tired, or oh, I can't afford it, or blah, 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 blah. You all have your own things that are those things that limit us, that allow us to not absorb and accept and have all the grace that's ours to have. And so all the good and all the grace and everything we need is provided for us, and we have to accept it. And so Ernest Holmes also talks about the mental equivalent, that there's all the grace for everyone. He talks about there's all the God, there's all the grace, there's all the good, and there's just like there's all the sunshine we can take. And sometimes we shade ourselves from it. And as we shade ourselves, or as we think of ourselves as too small, or think of ourselves as not enough, we aren't accepting that grace. We aren't accepting that good. And so it is a conscious choice to be in that place where we're accepting the good that's coming for us. It is a practice of recognizing, oh, when I'm in this bad mood, I'm shutting down my grace. What is it that I need to do to accept all the good that's coming my way, accept the sunshine, accept the love, accept the grace, accept the gifts? And I think some of us maybe think we're not worth it, or maybe we have to earn it, or maybe we have this good so we can't have that good, or maybe we think we're taking it away from someone else. There is enough good for everyone, and we all have to do our own spiritual work and our own growing within ourselves and our own expanding our awareness that, yes, that good is mine, and yes, there's enough good for everyone. And Ernest Holmes also teaches us that as we're receiving, we need to be giving, because giving and receiving is one and the same thing. And so if we just stand and bask in our good and take and take and take, that's not it either. There's a giving and a receiving in it. And so there's this constant flow of good and of life and of love and of peace and of truth. And we're giving and we're receiving and we're giving and we're receiving. And so if we receive and not give, we're also blocking our good. And so as we just continue to understand that power and that presence and that oneness and that love and that peace, that truth that is always there present for us, and we accept that good, and then we give back that good, then we keep that energy flowing, and we keep that good flowing, and the good is in our life. When you were talking about standing up to talk, I remember the first Sunday talk I did. So it's 9:00 on Saturday night, and Reverend Michael said, I'm too sick to talk tomorrow. You'll have to do the talk. I don't think I was even a practitioner yet. It was like, me? So I can remember standing up next to the podium, grasping a hold of the edge of it with both of my hands. And I have no idea what I said, but people said it was good afterwards. So I know that Spirit was right there giving me what I needed to give, and I just had to say yes. And so that's a thing that we have to do, is when opportunity comes, even when it's scary, even when it feels like, who am I to do this? Well, each one of us is here to do the things that we're given to do, and we're also given everything that we need to do it, as long as we accept it. Mm-hmm. So, one of the things that Ernest Holmes says in this thing called You is the law of good is continually operating in my life, and I'm always equal to each task set before me. I'm confident in my ability. I can solve every problem. I know that Spirit is right there helping me through it. And as we learn these principles, as we begin to understand that really the truth of our being is that oneness, that oneness of God, that there's that presence that is always there, that is always with us, that is always showing us the next thing to do as we say yes and step up, even sometimes when we're kind of afraid, and do it. We learn, oh, well, not only can I do this, I kind of like it. And I can remember as I was doing the practitioner training, and we had practitioners do the reading and the affirmations and the announcements. And so I was scheduling the practitioners at that time, and I was I'd already graduated, but we have to have panels before we're certified to be practitioners. So I scheduled myself to be on the pulpit the day after my panels, because I knew I was going to get certified as a practitioner, and that I would be able to stand up there on Sunday and do those affirmations and do that prayer and do that pulpit duty, because I already was a practitioner in my heart. I already had done the training. I already knew what I was capable of, and Spirit just allowed me to sail right through my panels and do the service on Sunday.
I just realized we have similar experience, because the first time I had to do pulpit duty at Agape, which had 1,500 people, I was more nervous than I'd ever been in my life. And I had done theater all my life, and I wasn't the kind of actor that got nervous before a show. I just enjoyed it so much. But there was something different about me standing up there and being me, talking about God, as opposed to me being a character and hiding behind the character, where nobody can see me, they see the character. And so it was a profound experience that I had for that first time too. And the grace of God brought me through it. And it was profound. It's like, good God, grace.
Yeah. So for that one, I was totally ready. For the one where I found out at 9:00 on Saturday night that I was doing the talk on Sunday, when I've never done that before. Not that I haven't talked in front of people before. I had just never stood up behind a pulpit and done the message. And I can remember having that same kind of fear. I'm a manager in the bank. I have about 100 employees. I had to stand up. I probably didn't have that many at that time, because it's the first time I had to stand up in front of the whole bank and introduce my new employees and do stuff. And so I'm standing there talking as loud as I could, and we're in the lunchroom, and some of the guys are standing in the back by the machines going, "We can't hear you." And it's like, well, move up. I'm talking as loud as I could, but I just can remember how I allowed myself to be a little overwhelmed by the experience and the people saying they couldn't hear me. That doesn't happen anymore. I'm really loud now.
Except when you're talking to me.
That's what you say, but I don't. No, I don't think it is. Anyway, so we have this oneness that's always present, this guidance that is always present, this yes that is always present. And we get to be aware. We get to become aware of that presence, and aware of that truth, and aware of that power and that presence that is just right within each one of us. And we get to allow that to be, and then it does take us through those things that might have been challenging, or those things that are hard. And I was listening to Ernest Helms this morning, and he said, now, I'm not saying that God gives you everything you want, because imagine, as we're all creating and we're all getting everything we want, what chaos that would be. Mm-hmm. We get what we need, which sometimes doesn't feel, sometimes the thing that we need for our growth and for our development doesn't feel like what we want. Mm-hmm. But we always do get a gift from it. And as we're going through things, I get to remind myself sometimes, oh, this is for my highest good. Even so, we had this kind of a sprinkler thing happened in our crawl space this week that ended up costing a lot of money and blah 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 blah. And so it isn't the thing that I would have chosen. It isn't the thing that I wanted, but I am so grateful that we were able to get it taken care of before it became a really big problem, that we happened to have the door open to the crawl space. I mean, it could have been a flood because the thing happened, whether we had it open or we didn't have it open, and we did have it open. It wasn't the flood.
Right.
And we were able to just take care of it. And no, it wasn't the thing that I choose, but I'm really grateful that it was as good as it was, because it could have not been good.
Right.
So I think I might be done talking.
So I just want to compare the difference between will that in my story, the will that I had to be an Iron Man and not think about anything else, and just think about living up to this image that I painted for myself. And then the grace of God that day in the office and coming out into the sanctuary and just allowing myself to be in the moment and be wherever my body was and be wherever was going through. And it's so life fulfilling. So I have these few things I want to read. We come into the world in perfect spiritual form, not always physical form, but perfect spiritual form. When I saw that magnificent woman, frail as can be, standing in her power and delivering this powerful message, I saw her spiritual form, and it was radiant, and it was powerful, and it was light. And we must always remember that grace brought us here. It was the grace of God that brought us here. When you think about the odds of all those little sperms headed toward this one egg, and yours arrived, and here you are, that's the grace of God. Grace. And the grace of God reveals everything we need to know when we need to know it, on time and in time. It's always perfect timing. There's never not something happening, even though you may be in that still place of awaiting for its arrival. Something is going on. The grace of God is ready to explode through you. And the grace of God provides all we need to do the grace of God provides all we need to do what we need to do. It provides everything we need to do what we need to do. And if you can somehow always remind yourself, no matter what you're going through, that you can always open up to God's grace and allow grace to take your life and reveal what needs to be revealed and provide what's needed provided. The grace of God is the only way to live. It's the only way I want to live. And I encourage you to just practice it a little bit. Maybe you're going through something that is challenging. Just tell yourself, this is not who I am. I am more than this. I open up to God's grace to guide me, direct me, and to fulfill me in this very moment. And know that it's so. Good?
Yes. So I just invite you to close your eyes. And once again, take a deep breath. Breathe in the good of God. Breathe in the love and the peace and the oneness and the allness and the isness. And breathe out any doubts or fears or challenges or problems. Just let them go. Breathe them out, breathe them out, breathe them out. Just continue breathing in the good, breathing in the love, breathing in the peace, as we recognize that there is only this one life, this one power, this one presence, this one we call God, Spirit, allness, oneness, isness, so many names. Is all the one thing, the one power and the one presence that is in, as, and through all that is, as my life, as Reverend Michael's life, as the life of each person here today, as the life of everyone everywhere. And so I know for each one of us that we experience loving relationships and radiant health and opportunities and compassion and love for other people and givingness and willingness and truth. As we just understand that we are here to be that expression of God, that expression of love, that expression of peace.
Yes.
And so I have absolute gratitude to know that right here where each one of us is, we have everything that we need to do what we came here to do. And loved, and we experience peace, we experience truth. And so in absolute gratitude, knowing this is done in the mind of God, I pass this word to Reverend Michael.
And knowing that the words that Reverend Valerie spoken have power and are already manifesting in my mind, in the mind of God, I just accept it as totality. I accept every word in the way it was presented, fulfilling itself through each and every one who is tuned in to us today, and those who may be watching later on. All those in the sound of this voice, my voice, I say, bless you for being here and now.
Yes.
I'm so grateful for your life and all that you have to give. And so with a heart full of gratitude, I can now release these words into the love, into the law. By together we say, and so
it is. Amen. Ashe. Amen. And woohoo!
Yabba dabba do.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey there.
Hey there.
So this is the last week. This is your last song.
Yes, this is my last song.
Okay, well, we're looking forward to it, and
Well, thank you. I sent it to you, and I want to let you all know that I will be in Colorado in July, and I hope to grab some dinner with all of you.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
It would.
Yeah, I'll be there from the 14th through the 26th.
Cool. We'll make it happen.
Okay, yay. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. Take the song with you. Today I saw the sun. I stood out in the rain and watched the eagle fly again. I heard a baby cry and walked right through the storm and felt the wind upon my face. And all the while I could not help but see the life that lives and breathes in you and me. And I'm peaceful, yes, and I'm grateful, and I'm thankful, oh Lord. Yes, I am, and I'm hopeful, yes, and I'm so full, and I'm thankful, oh, I am. I hugged an old oak tree, the earth beneath my feet, and saw a shooting star above. I looked into your eyes and touched an open heart and fell into a whole lot of love. And all the while I could not help but see the life that lives and breathes in you and me. And I'm peaceful, yeah, and I'm grateful, and I'm thankful, oh Lord. Yes, I am, and I'm hopeful, yeah, and I'm so full, and I'm thankful, oh, I am so peaceful, yeah, Yes, I am so grateful, so thankful. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Oh, I am so grateful, so thankful, so peaceful.
Yay.
Thank you, Robin.
Yeah, we're great. We're grateful for you. Have a wonderful month, and we'll see you next month.
Yes, actually, you will see me.
Nice.
Person.
Okay.
All right.
Blessing. Thank you.
Thank you both. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. So this is our giving time, and as Reverend Valerie was saying earlier, the nature of the universe is a reciprocal nature. That means it gives and it receives. It gives and receives, and being one with this universal intelligence, it's good to have that same in our lives. So we're asking you to open your heart and see if this is a place you would like to give. If you're benefiting or you're getting anything from this service, then we're open to you giving back. Just open your heart and see what it says. Is it time to give something to the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro? And if it's a yes, then we'll happily receive and keep giving back to you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So you can give on Venmo, and the QR code will be up in a minute. You can go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org, and there's several ways to give there. You can also text to give, and that will be going across the bottom of the screen. I've heard from a couple of people that they're having trouble with text to give. So if that's, I just did it. I just went through some stuff with the people that we got that from, and I'm not having any problems. So if you are, just text us at info@northmetro.org, and we'll get it worked out. So I think that's it. We're just grateful for what's coming in, and we take checks and we take cash, and we're just grateful, grateful, grateful.
So this basket represents the gifts that are coming in through each and every one of you with your wonderful heart of givingness. So repeat after me. I give thanks for this opportunity to give.
I give thanks for this opportunity to give.
Knowing that giving is my soul's purpose.
Knowing that giving is my sole purpose.
I open up to receiving the good that is all mine.
I open up to receiving the good that is all mine.
And for this and so much more, I say thank you.
And for this and so much more, I say thank you.
Knowing it's done,
Knowing it is done,
I let it be.
I let it be.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Ashe.
Ashe. Amen. Okay, so instead of the special music that we would normally have, we have a poem that Reverend Michael wrote, hang on a second, called No Worries, which I'm going to read. There is a human dynamic to living life that takes us to where we must be. To press upon our soul's signature, sometimes fulfillment, sometimes tragedy. Those who know the truth, that we are free in a different way. Standing tall in the midst of the overture, while differing with the unwanted fray. No masks nestled on a worry face, all charm gently rustled away. Thoughts merged in the mindfulness, unbound from the circles of prey. Infused with a sense of always or none, through discourse we merrily lift our light, cherishing visions of those sugar plums, while drifting in the sunrise of flight, never too late or never too close. Casting the lines of forevermore, we bid sweet dreams to backward thought and allow our promises to soar.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was really good.
So
we're going to say goodbye to everybody that's still here, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So join us
Oh,
on
benediction.
Zoom.
Benediction.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can do this.
Do the benediction? Oh, that's so I'm going to quit mumbling and just do that. So once again, I invite you to close your eyes as we just recognize the allness, the isness, the one life, the one power, the one presence. That is each one of our lives. That is the power and the intelligence that guides us forward each and every day. And so in absolute gratitude for this day, for every breath, for every person whose lives are changed by this teaching, for everyone everywhere, I give thanks. And in absolute gratitude, excuse me, I release this word into the spirit of love, into the action of the law, and I simply allow it to be. And together we say, and so it is.
And so it is.
Hey, look at there.
Good service. Bless
Yeah.
you. Bless you, Reverend Valerie.
Yeah.
So this is the part where she tells us about our meeting afterwards.
Zoom? Yeah, join us on Zoom right after this service and share your aha.
Aha.
The link is in the comments, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
And you can sign up on the email list to get a weekly email with the Zoom link. So, all right.
So come join us. Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
All right. Great message today. Thank you very
All
much.
right. So
Thank
we'll be
you.
on Zoom right after this. You can share your ahas. Love you all.
Bye.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Bye-bye.